What's going on, guys? Lindsay back here with Side Hustle 247, and today we are going to talk about an app that you can make anywhere from $300 to $400 per day. But before we get started, make sure and hit that subscribe button. Make sure and hit the notification bell. You guys know I appreciate you. Drop some comments down below and hit that thumbs up button. So we're just going to hop right into it. This app is called Freight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reaction video because I enjoy this. I'm going to drop this video in the comments, or not in the comments section, but the description down below. This guy's name is Tavares. He makes some good videos and some very educational videos. So we're just going to jump right into it.
Good afternoon or good morning, happy Thursday, or whatever the case may be. Look, today I wanted to talk about Freight once again. Freight Driver, the app, and their SherwinWilliams orders. You know, that's one of the, to me, I feel like that's one of the biggest customers or clients. I got an order now with them that I had to go pick up and bring to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I just wanted to talk about it because I really want you all to try to get in with them. Because they have, like I said, they have a lot of, they're real busy. SherwinWilliams is definitely real busy. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. You know, it's 2 buckets of paint. I'm at SherwinWilliams right now, and
A lot of these companies, they have these contracts like SherwinWilliams, Costco, some water companies with GoShare. Different companies have these different contracts with all sorts of major corporations, so it makes it a lot easier. That's how they kind of come about and can give so much business across the country.
when I posted about SherwinWilliams before, and a lot of people, they say that they talk about the insurance, the insurance they require, and they may not be in your city. And now on the app, it lets you know what city they are operating in, so you'll know up front, if they're in your city or not. And then when it comes to insurance, a lot of times I get the question about insurance. I signed up with Freight,
At the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you guys some of the cities in. So, take that into consideration. Do your research before you go filling out everything and wasting your time. I know there's going to be, I just wanted to point this out real quick. A lot of times these apps, these courier companies, they have bad reviews from people who just, they have bad experiences. I'm not going to downgrade their experiences, and they're not happy. It's an emotional thing when they have a bad experience and they get angry and then they write a bad review. Now, the bad reviews versus the good reviews, and the people like when I'm happy with something, I generally don't write a review. I probably should more often to help people out, but the reality is a lot of the reviews I've ever written, which is very slim, I don't write reviews. I have written a couple angry ones at times when I was just couldn't believe how bad things were. Not necessarily with apps and stuff, but just with other things. That doesn't make it right. The reality is some people have bad experience, some people have good experiences, but there's always going to be a bad. It just is what it is. There's going to be a certain faction that had bad, and I just want to point that out because people make comments on some of my videos and things, and they're just this app sucks, the review sucks, they suck. They had a bad experience, and again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of like, but hopping on my channel and saying bad things about something when I've heard good things about it too, it's people have to do their own research.
Probably when they first started, and so a lot of the requirements that I had to deal with, it's probably different now, and so you may have to deal with a little more than I did. But either way, whenever I suggest something, I wouldn't recommend that you just go. I recommend that you should go and do your own research, and see for yourself, because things can be different. The same thing with selected load board. Sometimes people ask the question, do you need 5 vehicles? And I've seen where some people say they need 5 vehicles, and they talk to someone and they didn't need 5 vehicles. So always, no matter what somebody tell you, always go ahead and check for yourself. Call. I'm telling you, it's
Call
very important to call people, man, because
for sure.
You just don't know. You just may have a good vibe with that person, and
It's just like the courier companies. If you call them when you send an application and you don't hear back from them, and you whether you have experience or not, you're just like, oh, they don't want me. But the reality is that you're just in a pile of other couriers that, if you call them and show them you want to be, they're going to look you up, move you to the top.
they may just say, hey, I'll allow you to do this. So always call people. Even with the Craigslist thing, I saw some companies last night that I'm going to call because you just never know what is going to happen. And so again, I'm going to show you how much is paid because it kind of lets me know. It kind of makes me wonder what is SherwinWilliams actually paying the company freight driver. Because this load, and like I said, I'm going to show you. It paid pretty good, and I just want to know what. I wish I could find out what exactly is being paid to the app, the freight driver app. And so, also in my previous videos, I brought up the email or whatever the contract or the contact for SherwinWilliams. And I'm just going to tell you, contact the people yourself, and see what you can get out of the deal. Contact these people. Any company that I mentioned, try to contact them. A lot of these places it's not hard to find.
I've seen where people on GoShare, they contact a lot of these companies directly, and then they get like a regular route from it.
The contact info, just a few searches. Everything I do is really a Google search or that's really what it is, a Google search. And I just keep on digging and digging and digging, putting in different keywords until I find out, what I need to find out. And so that's why I suggest you all do. Don't give up on your hopes to have a courier business. It's not hard. Sometimes you have to do little gigs first to get going, and then eventually, once people see your work, it can grow. So.
Listen, anybody who's been in this business actually knows that. I'm always blown away by these guys who jump on these things and say, I wouldn't take that route for that crummy amount. And, they're real negative. And I'm thinking to myself, where did you start? You just jumped right into this business and got the best route, making the most money in the world. That's just not reality. And I get it. Maybe you've gotten to that point to where you've got connections and you're well known around the industry, and you don't have to take jobs for that amount. But I've seen guys that are that are killing it, still having to take some jobs here or there with customers that, they're good customers to these people, and they got shafted. So it just kind of gets passed down. So they still take it because those people have made them a lot of money. And it's just the reality of the business. Now, this guy's just saying you have to earn your stripes.
I always say also to try to piece everything together. This right here, this load is I got this today, and I got another medical route, 2 medical routes later on today. And so this will be probably a $500 day, probably $550 maybe, something like that. About $550 a day. I piece things together. So and it's not, like I said, it's not always, every day is not going to be a day where I'm making $500. Some days I may make no money. But and then one day the next day I may make $500. So I believe yesterday. What did I do yesterday? I think yesterday I probably made. Yesterday I made like $280, something like that. Yeah, $280. And then today I make about $550. I don't know the total yet. From the routes I got later on the night. And then Friday, who knows? So Monday, I can't remember. Anyways, you get my point. You're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days, but always try to grow throughout. Regardless. I know it's frustrating. starting this business sometimes because, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people want things handed to them, and they don't want to go out and do the knocking on the doors or calling people. But that's how you're gonna get business, and that's how everybody get business. You gotta knock on doors. So stop being afraid, stop holding yourself back, and go out here and knock on these doors and talk to people. So,
yep.
But that's all I got. I'm gonna show you what I picked up, and I'm gonna show you, how much you paid. All right, here at SherwinWilliams, and this is what I had to pick up today. This is it. Okay, so this is the order. Actually, it's from Asheville to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's 2 pieces. It's 140 miles, and it paid $342. 5-gallon buckets, about 100 pounds. I walked them in there, and actually, I gotta close it out. You gotta put in the name.
So I'm going to stop it right there because really the rest of it, you guys don't necessarily. You can go. I'll drop the video in the description down below. I wanted to go over to freight.com and show you guys. If you guys want to sign up for it, just you want to download the app and then you want to sign up to the app. So here's the locations. I wanted to pop this up because it's super important because somebody did mention on another post that I had that, that people had signed up for this app and they charged them and then they told them that, they weren't in that location. So my question would be like, don't go signing up for things until you make sure that you know exactly what you're signing up for. I would never tell somebody to sign up for a courier company that's in Atlanta and they're down in like Macon. Or they're, even if they're in my area and let's say there's one of the towns around that's close to Atlanta is Marietta. I wouldn't just go sign up for something in Marietta and then expect that they're here too. Like I would call them or let them know. I would, that I would be like, hey, are you guys in this area? Do you have availability in this area? I may still like fill out an application, but I would never give anybody any money unless I knew for a fact they had, openings in my area. That's just the reality. So let's run through some of the cities. Minneapolis, Salt Lake, Oklahoma City, Lexington, Virginia Beach, San Jose, California, Greenville, South Carolina, Kansas City, Missouri, Philadelphia, District DC, Portland, Nashville, Milwaukee, Dayton, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, Seattle, Austin, Cincinnati, Detroit, Miami, New York, Tampa, Columbus, Chicago, San Antonio, Denver, Houston, Indianapolis, Baltimore, Orlando, Atlanta, Cleveland, Phoenix, Dallas, Louisville, Kansas City, Los Angeles. Now, one more thing before I let you guys go. This isn't going to be something that's going to be a full-time gig for you guys. It can be a part of things that you put together. If you got freight, you got GoShare, you got Courier, you got Dispatch It, maybe you got Drop Off, and maybe you got a couple courier companies that you work with. These are, you add all these things together and you can make a very lucrative business, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a day, depending how much you put into it. So you can make a lot of money in this business. It's not going to start off that way. And freight isn't going to be the company that just keeps you busy every single day and makes you, 6-figure earner. It's just something that will add on to it. Maybe in your city, it does. It keeps you busy every day. That could be a possibility. Maybe in your city, it doesn't do that much. You only get 1 or 2 orders a week or 3 orders a week or maybe an order a day. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you have to put these things together as you get into the business. So that being said, I appreciate you guys. As always, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, hit that notification bell, and smash that thumbs up button. And thank you so much for hanging out as always. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.